Welcome back to another episode of Don't Shoot the Messenger. It feels foreign. I've been gone for a little while, just in the mountains, soul searching. You guys have been seeing me on Stoppage Time everywhere anyway. You guys know about what's developed since then. The We Move in Silence movement is heavy right now. Proofs in the Puds is still there. So this is episode 11 now, right? Episode 11. It's crazy. Like, this is the first, as I said, this is the first one of 2021. I appreciate all the support through 2020. Obviously, it's only been 10 episodes, or 11 now. So we're big. We're going to be growing. I appreciate everyone that's been on the journey. But, stay tuned, man. There's going to be so much more coming. Imagine what this show is going to be like by episode 100. So appreciate again everyone that's been with me, and we're just gonna keep shutting it down. I'll keep bringing interesting topics for you guys to sit and listen to and debate with your friends, your group chats with, or whatever. RIP to Larry King. In a world that we're in now, that I'm in, broadcasting, radio, all of that type of stuff. He's a legend in this. 87 years old. Apparently, I don't know, he had loads of underlying health issues, but COVID as well. So we know what's going on right now with COVID and stuff. So again, just RIP to him. But yeah, man, let me get straight into this show, man. So I didn't even say if it makes you mad, it makes me. I'm rusty. I'm rusty right now. But hey, listen, at the end we'll speak. But let me get into the show, man. This week, there's been quite a few landmarks. So I'm going to talk about the landmarks. And there's no better way to start with, in my opinion, the GOAT in Cristiano Ronaldo. And I'm not here to do a Messi Ronaldo discussion. It's not a Messi Ronaldo discussion. Let's put that to the side for one day and let's discuss the career of Cristiano Ronaldo. The guy has just scored his 760th goal, which apparently, we'll have to see what's going on, VAR checks and stuff, is the most in football history. I'm going to repeat that. Cristiano Ronaldo scored his 760th goal to make him the highest goal scorer in football history. I mean, do you know how long football has been going on as a sport? We have witnessed, well, it depends your age group, but in mine, I have witnessed Cristiano Ronaldo from day one to now. I've watched his whole career plan out. I've watched all 760 of his goals I've seen. And sometimes I sit there and think, I can't believe I've watched 760 goals just from one man. Just from one man. When you were growing up, you used to hear about Pele and Romario and Puskas and Gerd Muller and all these names. And it just seemed like an urban myth. It just seemed like a myth. It's like the Loch Ness Monster. It's like, oh yeah, did it happen? I don't really know. We weren't there to see it. That's how I feel. People are now going to be looking at Cristiano. I never thought these records would be broken. Like, who would have thought 760 goals? And that's why I got to go back to the very start. Cristiano Ronaldo made his debut in 2002. I'm just going to put things in perspective. Ronaldo is still currently one of the best players in the world right now. Can we agree on that? I think we can. He's currently, if you think he's the best or not, it's up to you. But he's currently one of the best. When you go back in time, in 2002, when he made his debut, Brazilian Ronaldo had just won the World Cup. He had just won the World Cup. So when Cristiano Ronaldo made his debut, R9 was just being crowned as the best player in the world. Can we take that in? That's how long Cristiano Ronaldo has been playing now. That's how long he's still been where he is. 19 years. 19 years in the game of solid consistency. And when you think about the time that he came to Man United, the yellow extensions in his hair, the buck teeth or the missing tooth, I don't even know what it was, the missing tooth, the white boots, the tape, the long socks, the fancy tricks, just getting us off our seats. That's all the silver vapors. He was just there for entertainment. When you looked at him, you thought, yes, what a talent. But he was there for entertainment. He was there to entertain us. He was there for literally pure enjoyment of the game. He didn't even care about goals like that. He didn't care about assists. He just wanted to play, get out there, entertain us, put on a show, and United will end up winning a match anyway because we had Ruud van Nistelrooy, you had Scholes, you had Giggs, you had them type of players. And then you look at it and how he's transformed from that flary kid to this goal-scoring machine. I suggest anyone that's, you know, watching this show afterwards, after this video, just go and watch Cristiano Ronaldo at Man United, early days. If you're too young to remember, go and watch Man United, Cristiano Ronaldo. Not the Ballon d'Or season. Not talking about that. Not 06-07. Not talking about that. I'm talking 03-04. I'm talking 04-05. Go and watch that Cristiano Ronaldo. You would not believe that these are the same men. And that's something that I admire about him so much, the transformation. People talk about, oh, he doesn't do nothing like overall play anymore. He's been there, done that. When it was time to be done, he's done it. He grew up in the era of Patrick Vieira's, Roy Keane. That stiff era, he was that fancy kid. Then as time going on and he gets older, he becomes the machine. He learns from the people that he plays with. He was playing in the Euro 2004 final as an 18-year-old. Like, I think people forget how long he's been playing and how long he's been at the top. So when people talk about he wasn't a special talent, he had a great Euro 2004. He was in the final. He played in the final. I think he might have even been in the Euro 2004 team of the tournament.
He didn't even start the tournament.
This guy, he didn't even start the tournament. But the guy, listen, the guy has just been actually unbelievable. And there's all the talk about GOAT this, GOAT that. And as I said, I'm not here to discuss Messi or anything like that. But you got to think that Ronaldo has played in 3 different leagues. We talk about all these players. You need to give him time. You need to give him time to adapt. Imagine the time that Ronaldo would have needed to adapt to come into England as a 17-year-old kid playing for Manchester United. That period. Now, when you think that he scored 760 goals, imagine if he had a goal-scoring mentality from young. We'll be talking about 900 goals by now or something. He scored 118 goals for Man United in 200 and something games. So his record was still unbelievable. But the fact that he was not even interested in that type of stuff and has become this is just so, so impressive. And you think about, people talk about, you need time to settle. You need this, you need that. Do you know what Ronaldo's settling is? His settling is going to Real Madrid and scoring 34 goals in 33 games in his first season. And that's what we were calling about. You know, he's still not looking a bit, you know, he's looking a bit with the number 9 on his back. He's just not looking like Ronaldo. 34 goals, 33 games. That's his settling in period. And you think about all these players that are coming into the Premier League and all these leagues now, talk about Hazards and this and these players. Griezmann will move to Barcelona or something and people will be like, he needs to adapt. So he's been playing in the league his whole career. All these excuses you had, Ronaldo just goes there, and just dominates. Dominates. And I've always put the question out there, yeah, right? Is there any other player that you can say would make 2 all-time teams in different countries? There's not one player, in my opinion. Not one player. You can think about any names you want. Ronaldo will be in the all-time La Liga team and he'll be in the all-time Premier League team. Undisputed. No one's coming to his position. We talk about Mo Salah's and this person. We're always having to, like, you know, just... Ronaldo and whoever you guys can discuss the rest of the camaraderie, whoever you want to discuss. It's always Ronaldo. Same way it's going to be in the La Liga. That left wing position or wherever you want to place Cristiano Ronaldo, he will never, ever, ever be moved from the La Liga team and in my opinion, the Premier League team. How many players can you say that about? I'm struggling to think. I'll leave that for you guys in the comments. And please be realistic with it. Do your research with it. Let's not say like, I don't know, people might say like a Zidane or something. Is he 100% bona fide La Liga all-time team ahead of Iniesta and Xavi and them lot? Italy, Juventus, he did win Ballon d'Ors there, but it's really would you say he surpassed a Kaká there? Would he have surpassed a Pirlo's and them type of... It's debatable. I don't know. Maybe Serie A. So you can maybe say he's in one. In the La Liga, he's not... I don't think it's a very big debate. So you guys come and hit me. It's not 30. You guys come and hit me with names. R9s. Italy, would you say? I wouldn't say that. There's all Del Piero's, Totti's, and all them type of band that will be held in higher regard than R9. La Liga, he wouldn't even be there either. So, guys, give me these legendary names. Give me these legendary names and tell me who would make two all-time leagues in different countries. And please, top 5 leagues. Like, yeah, come on, top 5 leagues, please. Not like...
If you want to say all leagues, our man makes Holland as well.
All-time? I don't know if he won't make an all-time Holland team. He won't make all-time Holland. Like,
he done a mad thing, but he didn't stay long enough.
Exactly. All-time, like... People can maybe try and say maybe Zlatan will make a Serie A one, potentially, and PSG in France, maybe. Possibly. Cavani outscored him, though, in France. Yeah, I know, I'm just saying. But yeah, anyway, you guys let me know, anyway, top 5 leagues, what players would be able to, no doubt, and please, no doubt as well. For me, Zlatan is still debatable. It's a debatable one if Zlatan would. So I want people to give me ones that we no doubt. But anyway, back to the scoring record. Did you guys know that Cristiano Ronaldo scored more goals than games at Real Madrid? More goals than games. I believe it was 450 goals in 438 games, I believe it might be. The numbers are ridiculous. And one thing that Ronaldo always gets beaten at, and this is where I will bring Messi into it. People talk about he's obsessed with Messi. He's obsessed. Messi doesn't care about him. First and foremost, that is the biggest lie in football. Messi is a competitor. Do people realize that football is a competitive sport? If you're not competitive, you will not make it in this game, individually and collectively. If people truly think Messi used to walk on the football pitch and think, I just want Barcelona to win. I don't care about Cristiano. I don't care about scoring. I just want to I just have a good game. Guys, that's delusional. It's delusional. Messi and Ronaldo are aware of each other. Same way Ruud van Nistelrooy and Henry were aware of each other for the golden boots. And yes, you guys can talk about Messi passes up a few penalties and Henry did. And there's always got to be a hero and villain. There's always got to be, in any story, hey, Goku, Vegeta, there's got to be a hero and villain. But you trying to tell me Goku weren't thinking about Vegeta? Yes, he was. It's just different, just a different way of doing it. And that's the perfect way of analogy of how to describe these two. Ronaldo's outspoken with it. If you're going to ask Ronaldo a question, do you think he's the best? Yeah, I'll tell you. Yes, I think I'm the best. If you ask Messi will say, I've got great teammates, I'll leave it for people. They have different ways of doing it, but the guys clearly try to outdo each other. There's no surprise. Messi's highest scoring season ever equated to Ronaldo's highest scoring season ever in the league. Like, they were pushing each other to different limits, and you can contribute it to maybe loss of his age or whatever, but since Ronaldo's left the league, Messi hasn't scored in a El Clasico. Remember when Ronaldo was there? These guys were on, it's like they had taken cocaine before the game. Them guys were charged. Ronaldo scored 2 in one game. Messi had to score 2. Ronaldo done the karma. Messi had to hold the shirt to the... Bro, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. And it's not a rivalry because they don't hate each other, but it's a competitive rivalry. And even when people try and hit Ronaldo with that baton of you're obsessed with Messi, for me, that's elite mentality. For me, that means you see someone is potentially a rival and you're going to do anything to be better than them. What is wrong with that? So if you put that in perspective of why can't you be obsessed to try and get better than your opponent? Think about, okay, if Floyd Mayweather wasn't obsessed with being the best, would we be talking about him? No. If Roger Federer didn't care about Nadal, would we be talking about him? No. Like, if Usain Bolt thought, Tyson Gay, don't care, would we be talking about? No, this is sport. It's competitive. You need to be competitive. So he's obsessed with him. Messi doesn't care. Like, okay, imagine being Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's go back. Ronaldo was the one who won the Ballon d'Or first. He won it first, yeah? The first Ballon d'Or, he won it. Between the two of them, by the way. Messi went on a four-peat. Four-peat. So imagine being Ronaldo, watching him four-peat. Now, if you were that person many people would have just folded and thought, oh, do you know what? If the world thinks Messi's better than me, Barcelona are doing Pep stuff, it's ridiculous. You know what? I'm just going to do whatever I do. No. Do you know what Ronaldo said? All right, hold my drink. I'm going to win the next 4 out of 5 Ballon d'Ors. Do you know what, do you know, fam, do you know what that is? How he sat there and watched another man had to go to every single ceremony of Messi lifting the Ballon d'Or 4 years in a row to say, do you know what? Nah, I'm doing comeback. 4 years, in the next 5 years, I'm winning 4. And in that time, by the way, in that next 4 that I'm going to win, how many? I think one of them, he didn't win the Champions League. That's when he went, you know what? I'm going to get 3 Champions Leagues as well. Like, we need to really, that mentality isn't normal. That mentality isn't normal. You look at what's going on right now with Conor McGregor and Khabib. He lost. What's Conor McGregor doing right now? Obsessed. He wants him back. This is sport, guys. If you're going to be at the top highest end, if there's anyone that's young that's watching or anyone that's a young footballer now, if you're going to want to be the best, you've got to be obsessed with being the best. And as I said, anyone that thinks that Messi sits at home not thinking, how am I going to be the best? Proud of his 6th Ballon d'Or that he's got over Ronaldo. Proud that he's got all these scoring records. Guys, honestly, you got everything coming. And the perfect story is when Thierry Henry spoke. I think Barcelona were training. Messi got fouled. Messi didn't get the foul. Barcelona, whoever was playing against Messi, they went and scored. Messi went to the goalkeeper. Give me the ball. Ran past everyone and scored. Fuming. He was furious. That is the mentality you got to have if you want to be the best. And I see a lot of these new generation people, they're comfy. You know what I mean? They're comfy to do whatever they do, collect their paycheck, you know, get a little bit of hype. You get crowned the king straight away in a, no dissing him because it's not him. But you look at someone like Christian Pulisic, for example, comes to Chelsea, has a half good season, gets number 10, gets crowned the next Hazard, and then boom. Like, everything comes too easily now. And the players that really want to be the best or have that siege, have that mentality driven to be the best. Same with Pep Guardiola. Same with Sir Alex Ferguson. Same with Jose Mourinho. You ain't going to be the best without being obsessed with it. And I ain't here to do no motivational speeches, guys. I'm just saying. 102 international goals. He's about to end his career as the all-time scorer in international history. All-time scorer in football history. All-time scorer in Champions League history. It's getting silly. 85 goals already for Juventus. It's getting silly. Guys, it's silly. And so it's silly. And the fact that we've watched all of this in our time, guys, like, it's a blessing. We're blessed to watch Messi. We're blessed to watch Cristiano Ronaldo. It's a pure blessing. But guys, listen, I'm going to move on from that. As I said, it's a landmark week. And I'm going to speak about one other. How long's that been? It feels longer than I used. 20 minutes, but I'm going to just quick going on. I'm going to just talk about another person that hit a landmark was Kevin De Bruyne. And everyone knows how I speak about KDB, but you'll never see me say he's not a top player. So I'm going to give him his flowers today. 100 assists for Manchester City he got. 100 assists. And, you know, I was going to open up a debate today about who do people think was better, KDB or Fabregas. For me, it's Fabregas, but I'm not going to do that debate. On my way here, another thing came to my mind. And I was like, I saw 360 posted Yaya Toure. People were talking about his underrated season and stuff like that. And he's a legend and da-da-da-da-da. And he is. And I think I saw Rio Ferdinand talk about KDB will probably be just outside the 6 or 7, like, you know, Roy Keane, Vieira, Scholes, Lampard and all them. I'm not going to talk about all them because Vieira, Keane, they're different positions. I'm not going to talk about that. Where does De Bruyne rank in Man City's history? Where does he rank? I'm not going to do, we can do Gerrard and Lampard debate another day. Where does he rank with the Man City thing? Because I feel like people will look at it and be like, Yaya Toure is a bigger legend than De Bruyne. Is that true? Is that true? Is he a bigger Premier League legend? And is he a bigger Manchester City legend? We're all going to talk about the 13-14 season. Listen, how many midfielders can hold a candle to that season? I can't name any, basically, maybe 1 or 2. Lamps maybe, but Lamps scored like 9 penalties that season anyway. Like, yeah. In terms of numbers, it is Lamps. But when you look at what Yaya Toure did that season, not many people can even talk to that season. So I can say Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard, Silva, anyone, Fabregas, anyone, they can't hold a candle to that season. That peak of a season was the peak that you have ever seen probably in the Premier League of a midfielder. The guy was arguably, I mean, if it wasn't for Suarez dropping a Blasic, he should have won the Player of the Year. Really and truly. And Suarez done one of the best seasons we've ever seen.
Didn't even come second though.
That's
Hazard came second.
That's racismo. You see that? That's racismo right there. But but we move on from that. Anyway, Hazard coming second. That's absolutely laughable. But we move. But yeah, guys, listen. And I was seeing on the comments, people were like, "Oh, it's an underrated season. Like no one talks about it anymore." One, I think that season is very spoken about. I think now we're kind of just forcing that he's underrated thing. He's not underrated. He's rated. Yeah, I mean, Yaya Toure is rated. But I was seeing people say the greatest Premier League midfielder ever. I was like, whoa. Let's reel that in now. Let's chill out now. You look at KDB, right? I know he probably hasn't had the peak season of Yaya Toure, but I'm just going to read out. First, I'm just going to read out the stats. I know it's not all about stats, but I'm going to read out the stats. Yaya Toure at Manchester City, 316 games, 79 goals, 50 assists. Kevin De Bruyne for Manchester City, 245 games, 60 goals, 104 assists. It says, well, I thought he only hit 100, but this thing's saying 104. Anyway, so 104 assists, so that's what? 164 goal contributions in 245 games. Incredible numbers. And when you look at the actual by season, his numbers have always been great. Are we in a position where we are doing kind of remembering the peak of Yaya Toure to the longevity of it? Or are we 100% sure that Yaya Toure is just better than Kevin De Bruyne for his career? Because for me, if you're talking about the career totality of their Man City stays, I think Kevin De Bruyne has been better. In all honesty, I think he's been better. You look at the contribution that he's had in the Champions League, and I know Man City don't do good in Champions League, but the only two players that can really say they've stepped up is KDB, and I even think maybe Raheem Sterling. Aguero, David Silva, Yaya Toure, company, that kind of core were not really that impressive in Europe. Aguero's always going to get his goals, but when it really, really mattered, he wasn't really there. I think you look at the 11-12 season, Yaya Toure was brilliant as well. He's always been brilliant at Man City. Scored that goal in the cup final as well. We remember that against Sunderland, I think it was, when he just whipped it top bins at Wembley. Ridiculous stuff. He's given moments. You can remember the moments with Yaya Toure. You can remember him running past the Aston Villa team. You can remember him destroying Manchester United. You can remember his goal at Crystal Palace. Like, these are just rolling off my head in my memory right now. But Kevin De Bruyne, I don't think he's had the moments. He's had the Bernabeu performance and he had the PSG performance, but I think he doesn't have the moments. But I think if you look at the totality of it, I think you've got to say that Kevin De Bruyne has probably done more at Manchester City than Yaya Toure, and in the Premier League. The numbers are there in the Premier League. He's actually got the best assist to goal. I believe it's the best assist to game ratio in the Premier League history. I think he's already in his 70s or 80s for assists in the Premier League. And you look at who the top is Ryan Giggs, and you look at like Fabregas, he got 111. KDB should catch up with Fabregas in like a lot less time. So if we're talking about assist machines, yep, for me, he does bang a lot of crosses and stuff, but we haven't seen an assist maker like KDB in the Premier League. These are just facts. I wish it wasn't a fact. I wish it wasn't, but it is a fact. Assist making, we haven't seen a player like that. For me, the best final third passer I've seen is Fabregas. Like, the way he pops passes and the way just the intelligence behind them. I think KDB's is a bit more different, but talking about just any player in Premier League history, if you say, I need an assist, proofs in the pudding is KDB. Like, it is KDB. So I think when I heard that he got that stat, which is an amazing stat, and I was looking at the comments about that, obviously he was getting his flowers, but I was looking at the ones when Yaya Toure, and I was seeing GOAT with Yaya Toure and stuff. And I was like, I think people really need to put that into perspective. Is Yaya Toure clear of KDB? I don't know. For me, I prefer Yaya Toure. I prefer the way he plays. The fact that he's so big, he's got the feet, and just the way he is. But we have to be honest about totality of careers, because if we're talking about just peaks, Gerrard and Lampard's peak is way better than Paul Scholes' peak in my opinion. But you got to talk about totalities of their careers. It's really about the totality of their careers. So where you start saying, is this person better? Is this person better? In my opinion. But if you're just doing peak for peak, Yaya Toure over KDB all day long. Manchester City's spell, for me, KDB. I think KDB will end his career a bigger legend than Yaya Toure, 100%. I think only Aguero and David Silva. I think only Aguero and David Silva would really be standing left next to KDB by the time his time is done. And I think that's only because now people are starting to give David Silva more flowers now that he's been gone. Because I actually had a discussion last season about Silva, and everyone said KDB surpassed him. But now that he's gone, and there's been you've seen kind of like post City without KD and without Silva and stuff, his ratings has gone a bit higher now. And I think people appreciate him for what he is. But for me, Aguero, Silva, and Company are the three best at the moment, in my opinion. And then you got Yaya Toure. KDB will probably be number 5. Do you think will KDB surpass Yaya and Company by the time he's done? I think so. Imagine City win the league this year.
Do you think Company's clout comes from being captain though? Because he spent a lot of time injured.
Company spent a lot of time injured. That's true.
Yaya Toure gave them the FA Cup.
He did. It's tough. It's tough because that's the thing about Yaya Toure, right? He has the moments. He has moments. Like, Silva has just kind of like, I'm an elite baller, influence. Aguero is the goal scorer. Yaya had moments. Like, other than Aguero scoring the Aguero moment, not saying he's not given City moments, but when you think of City's history, you think of Yaya Toure's moments. That's the thing. It's kind of like a Drogba. You know what I mean? Like, and Lampard is score all the goals, and obviously he'll give you moments like Aguero. But Lampard will give you moments, of course. But Drogba has all of the moments. Like, so even if his numbers don't match up, he has the moment. When you think of Chelsea in your memory, close your eyes, all the moments are basically did hit Drogba. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's the same with Yaya. Hey, listen, guys, I don't know. I actually don't know. It's a tough one. That's for you guys to discuss. That's going to be, I want that in the comments. Rate Manchester City's 5, and I just want these 5 players. Silva, Aguero, Company, Yaya, KDB. Rank them. Rank those 5. I would love to see what people's, and the reasoning, that would be great. If you guys can drop reasoning for it, that would be amazing. But it's tough. Yeah, the question that he put there is Company's a bit overrated because he's the captain. I think I can hear it, but I can hear it. It's hard with defenders though, isn't it? It's the leadership, and he was injured a lot. It's the leadership, but then you think about moments as well. Remember what he did to Man United? Bam, basically gave them the title. Leicester, bam, he gave them the title. It's crazy. He was injured a lot, but I just feel like there was a period in time in the Premier League where Company was just too dominant. Like, when he's there, it was just so evident when he plays and not plays, like for City, that I think, I'll give him time. And he was there from day one as well. It's hard. That's a good question, though. It's hard, but
Yaya at one stage.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yaya at one stage.
The middle. That FA Cup goal started them winning trophies. Like,
so do people give more credit to the people that started the journey or the people that are taking the journey to, let's say, another level? Because City, KDB wasn't there for the 18-19 season, but obviously Pep, I'm not saying it's all KDB. Pep came in, obviously, but, City's, this is mind-blowing, is while KDB's there. But when Mancini and them man were there, that was Yaya, it was Juggin, and Pellegrini. That was his time. So it depends what people really like more. It's hard, man. These are 2 top players that we're talking about. I just think by the time his career is done, KDB and Yaya probably won't be a discussion, in my opinion. I think KDB would be solidified as a better time at Man City than Yaya. But peak for peak, I'm taking Yaya Toure. But was that peak long enough? Has he got the longevity that I expect KDB to have? Probably not. But true say he was a bit older at the time when he was at his best. So it's guys, it's tough. It's a really tough one. 16-17 is quite an underrated season from Kevin De Bruyne as well. People look at the numbers and look at the performances. But yes, anyway, guys, I was meant to do one more topic, but it's been long enough. Thanks for watching again. This is another episode of Don't Shoot the Messenger. This week, there shouldn't be anything that makes you mad. So I'm not even going to say it. If you're mad at this week, you're a hater. It's as simple as that. There's nothing I've said that you should be mad this week. I've been nice to you. It's the start of the year. It's not the start of the year. It's the first episode of the year. But maybe next episode, you might be mad. I don't know. But guys, listen. That's another episode. Don't Shoot the Messenger. This should be out on Monday. So yes, thank you for tuning in. And I am out. See black,